topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Camping Show. I'm C.W. Getz. Good evening. It is Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. We have a beautiful, and I mean, it is gorgeous today. No wind. It's wonderful. I was doing a little painting today, and I always appreciate when the paint's not blowing, or the wind is not blowing my paint around. It is a beautiful 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and since our guest is Canadian, we have included 17 degrees Celsius. So that is remarkable weather. I hope it continues at least until I get my project done. Tonight's episode of the Camping Show is brought to you by Campground Views, making camping easier, and by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water. Tonight's episode is Camper Christina's Summer Update 2022 with our special guest, Camper Christina. 52-year-old. Oh, hey, there's my co-host.
Hey,
would you like
some technical difficulties in the background here, but
would you like to read our guest's introduction since you made it?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
"52-year-old Canadian wilderness adventurer, public speaker, and social media influencer Christina." Excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce her name. CW, help me out here.
Let's go with Camper Christina because I'm not very good at it either. Sherman, though.
I'm sure she'll help us out after this.
Yes.
Began blogging in 2015 after an attempt to secure a position as woods explorer. Christina realized she could pursue her goals by publishing videos of personal solo canoe trips on her YouTube channel. Camper Christina, as she's known worldwide, currently has over 400 published videos on her YouTube channel and has also recently published an online course demonstrating essential skills for backcountry camping. This course, Backcountry Camping for Beginners, is a compilation of tricks and accumulated from her 20 years of experience and took 5 months to produce. Backcountry Campers for Beginners is a prime example of Christina's passion for the outdoors and noteworthy contribution to the outdoor community. Camper Christina has appeared at a number of popular events, including Toronto Outdoor Adventure Show, the Ontario Backcountry Canoe Symposium, the Ontario Winter Camping Symposium, the Quiet Adventure Symposium, Virtual Canoecopia, and Women on Water, where she currently teaches kayaking. Welcome, Christina. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna have to apologize for absolutely butchering your name. It's very rare. I know you probably don't believe me, but it's rare that I just completely butcher somebody's last name. I'm so sorry. Could you tell us how to pronounce it?
I prefer to go by Camper Christina anyway, so I just say Sherman though.
I should have revised that. That is my fault. Actually, and it's Schuerman. Am I correct?
Yeah, we need to update the bio because there's a couple of things that have changed.
Are you not 53 now? I wondered about that.
No, I'm still 52.
That's okay. I wasn't sure about that. Yeah, but yeah.
Not a day over 25, please.
I'm going to change my last name one of these days, and only because people mispronounce my name all the time. So I get the
It'll be a while to learn it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my last name, it isn't nothing how you say it versus how it's pronounced. It's nothing. It's
Camper
terrible.
Christina, I have to tell you, I appreciate you wearing the garb this evening. I really do. And look at that, man. Nobody sports it better.
I love it.
Who is that?
I love that it's in a tank top form too. I don't have a tank top form yet.
Well, I'm gonna have to put this away soon because
right. I know. You know what?
Yeah, right.
Mr. Callan loves that word, but I don't. He's all about winter. I'm sorry, Bianca, you go ahead. I'm taking your space
no
there.
problem. Christina, how have you been since we last spoke to Canoecopia in March?
Oh, I've been great, and my internet is working now, so that's that's a good thing as of the last
It's
time
not
we were
just you,
here.
Christine. We got that over here too, believe me.
Yeah, that Canoecopia interview was quite the disaster. So,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. So, well, let me ask you. And speaking of Canoecopia, now you were not a presenter in person, but you did, in fact, if I remember correctly, present via the internet. Am I correct on that, or did I get that
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yep. I did virtual presentations for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
And this year we've been told now they're not doing those anymore. So um,
they're not doing virtuals anymore.
no, no.
So you'll
For
be
next,
there next year. We'll be there. We'll see you there. See,
yeah,
so next year you're gonna have to stop by the booth. That way
yeah,
we can do you. Yeah, we can interview in person. That just leaves opportunity for the bar after the whole evening, right? So that'll
true.
be good. Well, tell us about the trips you've done this past spring and summer, if you would, please.
Well, it's been a good season so far. I actually camp year round, so I've done about 16 trips since the start of 2022, and I actually reached a really big milestone in May. I just published my 500th YouTube video in
Wow.
just under 5 years.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot and a lot of work, but been on some really great trips, some challenging ones, some relaxing ones, some with friends, and a lot of solos, which is really my thing. I love to go out by myself and just explore and do challenging trips and see if I can get through.
What did you tell us? How many you told me the other day? How many was it on YouTube? It was views or what was that exactly?
I reached 1 million views.
1 million. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was around March or April.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
you're a rock star, and they have you doing presentations and yeah, right.
Well, I've
Well,
got
that's
500 videos, so I mean, the chances are pretty good that I'm going to get some views if you have a lot out there
wow.
for people to watch.
That's a lot. That is a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a lot. It's a
When
lot.
do you sleep and eat and things like that?
I don't.
During the videos, right?
I also work a full-time job, and then I'm out usually every other weekend in the summer. Every weekend I've been out the last 7 weekends straight.
Wow.
So
But
it's been a
it's
lot.
obviously something you do, so you make time for it, which is nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
I really, really love it. It's my passion, and there's just nothing like being out in nature and exploring and finding new places, and listening to the loons, and it's just my thing.
Christina, let me ask you a question, Bianca. I'm gonna before you ask her. Yeah, could you imagine yourself living in a place like downtown Toronto? I'm
No.
sorry, Toronto. They call it Toronto there.
Tirana?
Yeah, Toronto.
No, I almost moved to Tirana after I finished college, and
Yeah.
I actually had a place. I had a deposit on it, and I was like, no, no, no. I'm from a smaller town called St. Catharines. It's not a small town by any means. We consider it the city where I live now, but I moved 3 hours north to Muskoka 6 years ago. It was 6 years in May. I sold my house, and I found a job online up north, as we call it here, and I moved 3 hours north, and now I live close to all the places that I like to explore.
Yeah, because I mean, you do live in the I would call it countryside, right? You don't live
Yeah,
in a city. Yeah.
yeah.
Have you ever lived in a city?
Yeah, St. Catharines is a fairly big city.
Yeah. How did you
where I'm
fare in
from.
a city? Did you go a little stir crazy or? I
Uh,
can only imagine. It's like me living
yeah,
in an apartment.
I spent 4 or 5 hours every weekend driving each way to come up here.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
wow,
so now
yeah.
I'm up here. So
Well, that
much
pretty much
better.
says it all, I would say. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
absolutely.
actually driving through Tirana.
Toronto.
That was the clincher because I was just tired of that. Now I drive there like once every 2 or 3 months, see my mom and my dad and my family, and I just
Yeah,
go north. I don't have
yeah.
traffic anymore. It's great.
Totally get it.
Last year, you released 2 courses you created, Winter Camping for Beginners and then Backcountry Campers for Beginners. What type of feedback have you received from each of those so far? And what have you seen even on social media like YouTube?
Oh, my courses have exceeded my expectations. April 2021 is when I launched the Backcountry Camping for Beginners course, and I've had just over 200 students take the course in that time. And Winter Camping for Beginners, I just launched last year in December of 2021. And that has about 40 to 50 students now. And I have gotten all positive feedback. I had one person who gave me a little bit of negative feedback. He told me that everything that was in my course he could find in a book, and that I gave too many examples. So
Whoa,
I actually
really?
took that as a compliment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want options because some examples people might not be able to understand.
Yeah. The course
You know what?
has
Go ahead.
different ways of teaching, right? So
Mhm.
I have some
Absolutely.
videos where I'm out in the backcountry and I'm actually at a campsite and I'm showing my backpack and I'm
Yeah.
talking about it. And then I have others where it's a video of me like this, half the screen, and then the other half is showing pictures. So
It's
because people
definitely
learn
diverse.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny because you can't please everyone. Everybody knows that. Okay. Well, I think
Yeah.
most people know that. But what I think is extra special about you, Christina, is the way you're genuine. And most people would say, no, I've not got any negative feedback, but you're very real and very genuine. You'd say, well, I did get some, and here's what they said. I
Yeah.
totally admire that about you and appreciate that.
Thanks. That's one comment that I get quite often. I just tell it like it is. If I go out on a trip and I get sick and I throw up or something happens, I talk about it because that's what happens when you're out on trips, and people need to know that, not just the good things. Oh, look at the beautiful sunset. Look at this, look at that. You have to know that it's tough too, and there are moments where you cry or you get sick
Mhm.
or you need to ask for help, and people need to know that so they know how to handle those situations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
Christina,
always going to be comfortable.
No, definitely not.
absolutely. Christina, I know you're too young to remember this, but there was a gentleman named Howard Cosell.
I know who he is.
Used to say, tell it like it is. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's what came to mind when you said that. But yeah, absolutely. Totally admire that about you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a little break. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of the camping show with Camper Christina on W4CY Radio and Talk 4 TV. After these messages, stay right here.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground Views virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground Views virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutobaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
And we're back with our guest camper Christina here on the Camping Show. I was asking if someone's phone was on during the last part of the show, and I think it was mine. So I apologize. I blasted a message. I goes, "Hey, is someone's phone out on silent?" Hell, I think
Like
it's
Christmas
mine.
with all these jingles.
Yeah, I was like, I think I have my phone set so it doesn't do that, but apparently that function isn't working properly right now. So I apologize to you guys and everyone out there in the audience too. So.
Hey, at least you keep your cell phone on loud. I don't keep my cell phone on loud. I'm
Yeah.
always having it silent. I don't know. I'm that type of person where I just want to forget about it, forget that I have it. and just like, I don't want to respond to something right away. Cause like, if I hear it, I feel like I have to, versus like, I don't hear anything. When I want to pick up my phone is when I'm going to respond.
People get upset when I don't respond in a reasonable amount of time. And if it doesn't ding at me, I forget about it.
I get it.
Yeah. I leave it places in my pocket and everything else. So yeah, but I apologize. Hey, Christina, tell us about the rumor that's circulating about booking campsites rather by site number instead of by lakes in Ontario. What's up with that? What's going on there?
Well, at the beginning of the year, Killarney Provincial Park, which is a very popular park here in Ontario, they switched over their reservation system for the summer season to book the campsites in the backcountry by campsite number instead of lake. And there are a few rumors going around that one of the very large parks, Algonquin, may be doing the same. I have not confirmed these rumors in any way, but I have heard that they might be switching their backcountry canoe system as well to be doing that. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing, in your opinion?
I'm kind of on the fence either way with this. Like, I can go either way. I'm the type of person that I go to these places where nobody is, and I go to these really remote places, and I get up super early, and by the time I get to my lake, it's like noon, and I paddle around the lake, and I check out all the sites, and I pick the best one, which you wouldn't be able to do by booking by site. But I also camp a lot at the Haliburton Highlands Water Trails, and they've been doing this system for probably as long as they've been around, and it's nice to also book the site. The problem is that they don't have a lot of good pictures up, so you have to kind of guess sometimes, and then you get there and find out it's a lemon, and there's nobody else on the lake, and here you are kind of stuck on a crappy site. So.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird, right? I mean, because
yeah.
What sparked that whole thing? Why did they even think, oh, this is necessary to do? What was that about?
I really don't know. I would have to guess, and if I were to guess that, I think that it would be to help track maybe. Over the last few years, when the season started, camping blew up here. I don't know what happened there, but people were coming out of the woodwork, and they couldn't go to Italy or on a cruise or whatever. So they all decided to go camping, and a lot of people didn't know how to camp, which is part of why I created my course. Courses, and they were going into these sites, and they were leaving garbage, and I mean, people still do that, obviously. So part of me thinks that maybe it's a way to track who's been on the site and to be able to find people. I really don't know. It's tough to guess that, but that's my guess anyway.
Yeah. So you have no preference really one way or the other. It's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Advantages, disadvantages, right?
Yeah, definitely. I could see the advantages. And like you said, Christina, I can help track individuals down, which could be important, in the event of a certain situation. And that's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they can also get a hold of people. And, it depends too. I mean, if there's a big, huge lake, like Manitou Lake in Algonquin Park, I think has 40 campsites. It's massive. So if 35 of them are booked or it's fully booked, they always leave a few open. They don't really fully book it, but you could be paddling around for hours and hours and hours trying to find one of those open sites. Whereas if you've booked it by a number and you know that you've got that site, you can show up at 6 at night or whatever time, afternoon, and it's going to be there waiting for you. So again, there's a lot of good and bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you might find yourself doing that, is paddling around looking for a site that long, but that's possible.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be frustrating. If it gets dark and you don't find one, I mean,
oh my God.
You just crash somewhere. I've done that before.
In the canoe?
Wow. No, there's usually a spot somewhere you can find to set up a tent, and you don't need a huge space. I've done it before.
For sure.
Yeah, it depends on where you are again, right?
Just a dry little corner.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't float away.
I mean, the same thing is true. It could be said for the boundary waters too. I mean, when you go up there and all the sites, well, then you're going to paddle to the next island.
Yep.
We didn't have any problem up there, but I can see where one could exist if you waited until too late to start looking for a campsite. Yeah, we always did that about 3 o'clock or so. So we had plenty of time. Yeah, it was like let's get in there. We can lollygag. We don't have to hustle and bustle to get set up for camp and get some
Sure,
food.
why not? Easy peasy. Take it
I've
easy.
done that more times than you know. And
Oh no, I know you.
it's no fun setting up a tent or and cooking in the dark. It's just not as much fun as you think.
Man.
Oh, it's a great challenge.
It's a challenge. A challenge when you're
It's
ticked off.
definitely character building.
I have landed at camp a couple of times this season after dark and have had to do all the things, eating dinner at 10:45.
Yep.
It's all part of
think
the adventure.
I think it's especially annoying when it's raining and it's dark, and then you have to do both at the same time. And it's like that's when the
That's
bottle
when
of
you eat a granola bar and you go in the tent and go to bed.
Exactly. Yeah.
I pass the granola and go right to the whiskey because that's a bad time for me. So yeah.
Now you sound like Kevin.
Yeah, I am a lot like Kevin in that way. Yeah, you bet. You bet. I've had it. That's enough. Bring the bottle. Good. Let's get that up.
Christina, there's also been talks about making the use of PFDs a law in Canada and also making a proficiency test mandatory for paddlers. What are your thoughts on those topics?
Please.
You like that?
I am a huge promoter of wearing your PFD. I actually have a blurb here that I want to read. When we were talking about this, we were scheduling the interview. I came across this article from the Ontario Association of the Chiefs of Police. It's a current article from March of 2022. And it says, in the last 11 years of data, 227 out of 260, 87% of all deceased involved in boating fatalities were not wearing a life jacket or a PFD.
Wow.
And of those fatalities, 84% were in vessels under 6 meters. Capsizing and falling overboard were the major contributing factors to the death.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That is
speaks
just
volumes.
by people being too stubborn or too cool, or I don't know what it is, to not put that PFD on and zip it up while you're out in your boat. And I don't understand it. I know it's not a law, but why? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
it doesn't.
Why, if you
It
could
doesn't
prevent
hurt
that?
anyone. It being a law,
Exactly.
it protects others, and it enforces that, and it gets those people that are wanting to be cool and stuff like that think twice, because it's tragedy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Bianca, and you are in this circle as well, but when you work hard to get that 6-pack, man, you don't want to cover it up with a PFD, right? I get that.
Well, and
You want to live,
I used to be, before I really started getting into the outdoors, when my fiance and I were first started to date, because I'm a city girl turned outdoorsy girl, and I'd always have it unbuttoned, unclamped, just hanging out. And we were in a situation, and thank God, my young passengers in the canoe with me they had vests on, and just, you never know what could happen, when it could happen. It's just better to be safe than sorry. And it could cause literally somebody's life. And just to be in that type of situation, to have your life flash before your eyes, and it's
that's a great story. And I'll tell you what, when you just described having your jacket on, not zipped or whatever, I've asked people that, and they say, well, it's on there. I mean, I mostly got it on in case I need it. I can quick zip it up.
No, you can't.
right.
Let me tell you something.
Try it.
If you're in a situation, you are not going to have a chance to zip that up now.
It'll be there before you even know it.
Absolutely.
And you won't be able to get yourself out of it.
Right. And, I wear it. I wear it wherever I go. And even on the Fox River, Bianca, and the Fox River at times is only, I mean, there are some 25-foot holes there from what I'm told. But most of the time it's 3 to 5 foot, 6 foot, whatever. Most people say, hey, you don't need it for that. But something, all you have to do is have the wrong thing happen and and get entrapped and have something, walking across that and telling you need all the help you can get, because there is a lot of power, even in a little current of water.
Water scares me.
And you got to bring it anyway. So why not just wear it? Like you've already got to carry it. So just put it on, and then you don't have to carry it around. Like, I
And
just
I don't,
don't, it's something
I
I'm
don't
really,
care.
really passionate about. And
Yeah.
I just
Safety.
don't understand the logic when people don't
Yeah.
wear them. And,
Yeah.
I'm
I,
responsible as a social media influencer to
Mhm.
make these videos and show people, hopefully lead by example, right? And
yeah, absolutely.
so many people right now are not doing that, and it's just killing me because there's
Well,
a little kid watching that video and they're like, oh, I want to be cool like that person. I'm not
Yeah.
wearing this.
yeah, it's cool.
And
And it
and then
doesn't
they
do anything
drown.
for it
Yeah.
doesn't do anything for your tan.
No.
I get it, and it doesn't look cool. And people go, I think they look and they go, wow, he's got a life jacket on, man, and it's only 3 foot deep. Well, I'm wearing it during the whole course, the whole river.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, one thing I can tell you is there's a pretty damn good chance I'm going to be alive at the end of it. And you guys, I've seen people get hung up and stuff, and I've seen in that same river people, and it's not a big river, it's not a fast river generally.
No,
But
yeah.
it's-
The young passenger that I was talking about, our boat capsized down the Wildcat Canyon area of the Vermilion River one summer. And this was one of the earlier years with my fiance that we were starting to go out and do float trips on the Vermilion River. And we had a young boy with us. I must have been about at the time 6 years old. He was a little bit heavier set, so he was a heavier kid. And like I said, our boat completely just capsized, and where we were held up is kind of like a whirlpool. So, and it's very, just known to just suck people in. People have died there before, and I had my life jacket on, and all I see is just a flash of orange. And when I had seen that, I knew it was Emmett, the young boy, and I grabbed for that orange, and that's all I could see in a flash. I grabbed for the orange, and I had my back to the water, and I grabbed him as tight as I could because that heavy boy was flailing, and I'm telling you, and when you have the water just sucking you back in, you don't think you can make it. You really don't. And oh my goodness, life is so precious, and just wear the freaking life jacket.
Absolutely. Here.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to share a couple of, go ahead, Christina. You had something.
I almost drowned when I was little 3 times. One
Wow.
of them was in the backyard in a pool that was maybe 2.5 feet deep. I was leaning over to grab one of my little boats, and my feet went up, and here I was. And like, it can happen so easily.
Yep.
So it just doesn't make sense not to wear it to me. I don't understand it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to keep wearing it and hope people follow.
Christina, I'm going to read a couple of these comments, and then Bianca's going to take us into a break.
There's
Says both courses are great. That's Camper 69. He also says, okay, wait a minute. There's another. I'm going to read this one last, but okay, wait a minute. Let's go. My computer's doing weird things to me here. Okay. Let's see. He says, you look 24 to me. Hey, how about that, man? I like
Who's that? Thanks, Gary.
That's Camper 69. And then John Villani. Let's go, Christina. Camper 69. 16 trips while I've been slacking, having only gone out 13 times.
Ask Camper 69 how many waterfalls he's seen so far.
Yeah, he's like the waterfall guy. Yeah.
He's like 700 and something. So.
Wow. Camper 69. He also says I've overturned twice in 30 years. Life jacket saved my life.
Yeah.
He also wanted to ask. He says, "Tell us about your Mississippi or Mississauga trick." But we can do that when we come back for break if you don't mind doing that.
Yes. More on Camper Christina in just a little bit. We're going to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of the Camping Show on W4CY Radio and Talk 4 TV after this. Stay tuned.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground Views virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sights, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
And we are back with our guest, Camper Christina, here on The Camping Show. Juan, can you put up the photos of Christina's here? We can have her tell us a little bit about each
My
one.
favorite part.
Yeah. Show and tell.
Yay.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, what do we got here, Christina?
This is Tim Lake. I'm on the Tim Lake. It's about 8 a.m. by this point. It was just after I saw a large family of snorting otters. That video is going to be up in
Really?
a couple of weeks. And yeah, just set up the camera. I'm playing in the sunshine and the fog here in the mist, listening to the loons. Beautiful, beautiful morning.
That's a beautiful picture. Who took that picture? That's beautiful.
Me. I'm on a solo trip.
Who's on
I have
who's
I
on
have
the
a
canoe?
tripod selfie stick, and I set it up in a marshy area
Oh,
that's
wow.
kind of sticking up out of the water, and
Wow.
press
CW,
record, and then I take
Christina's
screenshots.
influencer status.
That's very
She
cool.
has all the gadgets.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
solo, you got to come up with creative things like that, I guess.
Yeah, people like to see pictures of you when you're out and videos of you. So.
Yeah.
I'm still propping my phone up to a rock, putting the timer on and running in front of the camera.
Selfie sticks are not very expensive, and they are
Yeah.
super handy.
Yep.
There's one for you, Bianca. This one was $20.
It looks like the one I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that
so
one.
it's on
That's
a
exactly
tripod.
like the one. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that one.
And it actually has a little remote on it too. So I have a bigger one now. This one's 3 feet, I believe. The other one's 5. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yummy.
There we go. There we go. That's where you eat, Christina. That's where you find time to eat, is at the campsite. I get it.
You know,
and doing videos.
People say I eat better on my trips than
Yeah.
they do at home, and I eat better on my trips than I do at home too. I'm always trying to find new and creative things to make to inspire other people. That is salmon with a Dijon brown sugar glaze and some potatoes, roasted potatoes that I made on the campfire.
You see, Bianca, when you go to camping, when you go canoe camping, you got to get with rock stars like this, and you will eat like a queen. I'm telling you.
And I love foods that you can only have at a certain place that are exclusive to the area, because you can't make that at home. You have the campfire, you have everything there. It's just unique to the setting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Woohoo! Look at that. What a beautiful day.
Oh, that's lovely.
I am in Temagami on Yorston Lake. Beautiful trip I did. I've been doing some a little bit less challenging trips on occasion this year and doing a bit more relaxing. I spent the day here fishing and just chilling out, looking at the water and enjoying the surroundings. I was the only person on the lake.
Christine, is that a stereo there on that log, on that stone?
Definitely not.
Oh, I was going to say it looked like some kind of a musical device.
Oh, what is it?
That's the way I like to camp. Let's have some tunes.
Probably a portable charger.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Didn't make it out. Just doing some camp chores, cutting up some wood. My Fem saw.
Oh, yeah, I know that saw. Yeah. I know.
I love it. Love it.
That's a metal saw, if I'm right. Correct.
Yeah.
All aluminum. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Such a beautiful sight.
There we go.
Yeah, this is the start of my Mississauga trip that Gary was talking about. It was supposed to be a week adventure, but it ended up being 6 days. I wanted to stay on a campsite for 2 nights and chill out, but none of the campsites were really worthy of the second night's stay. But the trip was extremely challenging. and I really, really loved it. It was a really good journey.
Christina, you do look 24 there, I have to say.
It's
Just
the
like he
lighting.
said. Just like it's the look, it's the facial expression. It definitely, makes you look that.
It's the outdoors. The outdoors is keeping
Yeah.
you youthful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Oh, nice
Oh, this
picture.
is that same trip. This is the following morning. I woke up. I had a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. This is the year for me of sunrises and sunsets. Right, starting in February and March, I was out in the snow and got some beautiful sunrises and sunsets. And it's been going through the year. It's been great. Again, using the tripod selfie stick to set up this shot and just watching the sun come up and red sky in the morning. You know the
Very
saying? What is
Very
it?
cool.
Fishers, red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. Right
Yeah.
after this, I got a 3-hour thunder and lightning storm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth
I
every
remember
minute.
that saying, but I can't think of the whole thing now. But yeah,
It's red sky at night, fishermen's sailors delight. I keep saying fishermen. Red sky at night,
that's it.
sailors delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning.
Morning. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and they were right.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, this is my first canoe trip of the season, end of April-ish. Just I think it was a week after the ice went out. This is just Crown Land camping. It's about 20 minutes from where I live. And again, because of the temperatures, I was the only one out there. I think it was about 0 degrees, 2 degrees that weekend overnight. And
Wow.
I think that's 34 in your language.
So
Yeah,
this is
and
a week.
again, beautiful sunset. There it is.
Yeah, this is a week after ice out, you said?
Yeah, I think it was a week or two after ice out.
Yeah. Interesting.
Here.
Interesting.
It was a late one. Oh, I should have sent all landscape. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm
I
like
can
trying to
still
look
be
at
in the
that one.
shot.
Yeah,
Hi.
that's all right.
This is from the Mississauga trip. It looks like snow on the trees, but it's not. This is, like I said, I was having dinner at 10:45 at night. This is that trip. I got on the water at 9. All I had to do was paddle 3 kilometers to get to my campsite, and got there just as it was starting to get dark.
Wow.
And set up and had dinner and came up with these beautiful pictures. And people thought this was snow on the trees. It really does look
Very cool.
like it over here. Oh, fishy!
I see dinner.
Yeah, it was dinner. It was the
Yum.
first, my first fish of the season that I caught. This is also in Temagami, and this is on the lake before Yorston. That the picture was before the Seagram Lake, and I caught two bass right in a row and cleaned them up and fried them up for dinner.
Very cool.
Delicious. Love fresh fish.
There we go. There's the
That's
garb.
just
Ribbon.
I love it.
Just
If we
CW
had a
the
magazine,
picture.
if we had a magazine, that would be a good cover picture.
That would be the cover. You're totally
Absolutely.
right.
Aw,
That is
thanks.
such a perfect photo. And I love everything that's going on. You've got the tree running right down, the art class.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you
It's
got
really cool.
the camp tent. You got the tent in the background.
Yep.
That's perfect. That adds color. The trees in the background.
The correct hat.
Love it.
It's a canoe hand hat, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
from Dennis. Yeah,
You know what? Yeah, because I think I
it
may
says
have had.
canoe hand on it. You can't see it very good.
That's the
Can't
one he
hold that.
sent me too. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. And again, love it.
That's
Yep.
just a pose I made
Beautiful.
for you. Get photo the next picture.
That's no, that's very cool. I'm glad. You know, when you send people shirts, you ask, hey, would you take a picture? And some people are just awesome, and they'll take several pictures, and I'm like, yes, and I always repost them when they send them to me. I think I'm very, very happy, very thrilled that you guys do that.
Oh, this is where am I here? This is Mississauga, I think.
Okay.
Might be the Temagami trip. I don't know where this is. It's bad when you've done that many trips, I guess. But
No,
it's
that's good. That means you're doing
my
stuff.
beautiful canoe is still intact here. People will find out about that soon. It's a little tidbit to drop. Very tough trip, rough portage. I remember that, and man, I wish I could remember where that was. I'm gonna guess Mississauga.
It's all good. It's all good.
It was a great adventure.
That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go,
That
Bianca.
looks like breakfast. Yeah.
That's a charcuterie lunch.
Yes.
Canada Day. I am on Seagram Lake, and I love to bring prosciutto and salami and cheeses and little Melba toast and crackers. Those are flip sides crackers, and I think it's prosciutto, and the prosciutto probably has some laughing cow. I call it ha 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 moo cheese inside, and just sitting there enjoying my meal, having this delicious, tasty treat.
Perfect camping snacks.
You know, snacks at the right time are just as good as a filet mignon. I'm telling you. You know,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yep.
It's the timing thing too.
This is that April trip, the first canoe trip that I did this season. You showed the sunset picture earlier, and this is before it went down. It's just gorgeous. Look at the size of it. It's a big ball of fire in the sky. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Chilly, very chilly, but it was beautiful. Oh, look at me. Bug season. This is May long weekend for sure. And bug season is in full effect. I've got on my bug shirt and my head net there, and I'm probably heading into a portage of some sort.
Wow, you even have a netting for your head too, so it's that serious.
Oh yeah, and you have to wear them right up until usually September-ish. This year it was actually middle of August when I stopped bringing my bug shelter. I actually have an entire shelter built out of that mesh from Eureka. They make a bug shelter, and it comes with me. It is worth its weight in gold, and gives you a place to escape, because you have to deal with them all the time when you're out there, especially on the portages. They're horrible.
Yeah, black flies are wicked.
Yeah.
The black fly. Oh, what's a black fly? Everywhere you go in the frontier. No, you don't know that song?
No, actually not in my playlist here, but I think I should look it up. Actually,
You have to look it up. It's a great little song.
Hey, Christina, what type of process do you use to prepare for your trips? Like, what's all involved?
Oh, it depends on the trip. Usually on the long weekends, so May, July, August long weekend, Labor Day, and Thanksgiving. Those are what I call my bigger trips. I do work full time. I go out on trips every weekend, and I work full time. So I can't just go on these like 2-week long adventures every couple of weeks or whatever. So the bigger trips are usually between 5 to 7 days, and those I will sit down and meticulously plan out. But all the rest of it is kind of like a free for all. Like Wednesday, Tuesday, sometimes Thursday morning, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to go camping tomorrow. Where am I going to go? And I sit down and look at the weather, maybe figure out where the nicest weather is going to be that weekend, and just pick a spot. And
So you can do it that quickly then.
I'm gone.
You
Oh
can
yeah.
do it wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I can pack probably in an hour. Usually the food takes the longest, and you can see why now.
Sure.
But depending on what I bring, right? I have to prepare stuff for the food, but packing my clothes and my gear, my bag is almost always packed.
I was just going to say, everything is always pretty much there and ready to go anyway. So
Yeah, and I do it so much, it's just routine to me. Everything
Yeah.
goes in the pack, the same place, all the gear goes in the same spot, and it's you forget sometimes something that adds to the challenge.
Well, when you're a frequent flyer, it's pretty much like like brushing your teeth. You do it every, boom, every 3 times a day. You're done. You got it down. If you know what, and I was just going to let Bianca know, if you've got a couple minutes worth of a story for this trip that we were just talking about, why don't you give us a quick
Give us the tea, Christina, all the details.
Yeah.
Oh, which trip are we talking about?
The
one about
Mississauga.
the canoe?
Yes.
Oh,
Just kind of a highlights of the trip, if you can. We got about 6 minutes left of the show. Actually, 5 minutes left of the show, so we got to sign off too. So.
I'll give a little tidbit about my most recent trip. The Labor Day weekend trip was supposed to be a 6-day adventure. It ended up being a 3-day adventure. I had 70-kilometer wind gusts.
Oh, wow.
Not sure what that is in your language, but it's seriously strong winds. I knew they were strong, but I I guess didn't really realize how strong. And there was an accident involving the canoe, and I made it out. I had the right repair kit to get out safely, and the canoe did a really good job, and I'm quite proud to be paddling H2O because their canoes are fantastic. And I'm going to be paddling the green canoe on my next trip because I won't be able to use the yellow one for a little bit.
Yeah,
How's
wow.
that?
Glad you're
People will
safe.
find out about that in about 4 or 5 weeks when that video comes out.
So 70 kilometers per hour is 43.49. So 40,
Yeah.
almost, 43 and a half miles per hour. Yeah, that's respectable winds. I mean, you know, and then you just got a thing like this when you're in a canoe. That sucks. I mean, big time.
Well, winds like
Yeah.
that are catastrophic for anything, even fires. You're talking about forest fires or things of that nature. I mean, it can take down a CW. You remember when Grand Bear Resort caught on fire, the villas rather.
I knew the reporter that covered that too, by the way.
I know so much. Funny thing. And they have these villas. They're big cabins. They're
Yeah.
about, I believe it's 2-story villa cabins. And it was just like dominoes. We had a 40-mile-per-hour winds, and just one after another burned down completely to their foundation.
Absolutely.
Brutal. And you
Yeah.
got to remember too that the canoe that I'm paddling is 28 pounds.
Yeah,
So
Kevlar. Yeah, it's like
that's
a
an
feather.
American for you. We still use pounds for some reason. I don't know.
I wondered
why.
about that. I
Yeah.
know. I said something to Callan about that. I said, "Hey, why do you still use pounds? You're in the metric
I
system."
use inches as well, so I don't
Oh,
know.
that's cool. That's
Whatever
because
works for us.
we're old school, and you know that. Yeah, absolutely. And because you guys used to do that.
Yeah.
We were.
I
You guys
still
were.
do. Yeah, I was raised on it, so yeah, I guess you're
That's
right.
what I
I am
mean.
old school.
Well,
But
that's
not
what I
old,
mean.
just
Yeah.
old school.
Just old school. Yeah, it's all good.
Exactly. 24 school.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Love it.
Christina, where can people go to follow you on social media and also to purchase your instructional programs?
You can find everything on my website at www.camperchristina.com. It's a little bit slow. It's old school as well. I'm not a web designer, but everything's there. You can find all the gear that I use on my trips, links to my YouTube channel, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter accounts. And there is a tab called Courses where you can find backcountry camping for beginners and winter camping for beginners. And it is on Udemy. And if you click through the link from my page, I actually get something from it. Whereas if you just Google it, I don't really. So I'd appreciate it if you go through the link. And Udemy puts the course on sale quite a bit. I think it was on for $7.79 or something a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I get like $1 or something. I'm not out to make a fortune. The reason I made the courses was to help educate people who are going out into the backcountry and they're endangering themselves and they're endangering others by not knowing the right things to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so we'd like to thank you, Christina, for all of the very helpful information that you
spreading
put out
awareness.
there. Yeah, absolutely. And
Thank you.
I'm sure the lives you save, as well. So,
Mhm.
and we'd also like to thank you for being our guest on the camping show. It was a pleasure having you here this evening.
It was a pleasure being here, and it was so nice that I wasn't doing
Oh,
the whole time.
I thought you actually froze for a second. I'm going,
I know.
No.
I was like, oh, we were doing so good.
that's exactly what I thought. Everything you were doing so well.
So
I love it.
realistic.
You did that very well, Christina. You may
my
have a
God,
career
I
in
gotta
acting. Right?
practice.
Absolutely.
You had me.
Damn.
And we'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show, Campground Views and Rutabaga Paddle Sports.
This is CW Getz saying thank you for tuning in to the camping show.
And I'm Bianca Cahill reminding you, learn more, do more. Good night, everyone.
See you next week.